And we're back.
What's up, AP? What's up, RP?
What's cracking, JB?
How y'all doing today?
Doing good, man.
Good, man.
The first episode was this lineup, and now we're on almost episode 25.
That's right, man. Is this episode 25 or is this episode 24? This is episode 25.
You guys have had a lot of great guests on, man. I mean, like under the radar, kind of like that's a cool person that you should be to have a conversation with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of feeling that too. We're like, wow, some of these people that are jumping on with us now are like, wow, these guys are big wigs, and they may not be these like well-known, like, household names.
Yeah.
But if you know who they are, then you're in the know.
Right. But when you talk to them, like when I listen to like snippets of the one with Damien, and I'm like, dude, this is a really interesting conversation. Like, I want to have this conversation in person at a bar or at home or at Barnes and Noble, like just like being able to chat with somebody and get that perspective.
That's exactly how I felt actually about Damien when you guys were playing at the Composer's Room, and I just had a kind of sidebar with him, and we just started chatting, and I'm like, this dude's like super smart. Like, this dude,
and he's fun to talk to, right?
Yeah, because he's just got this different level of intelligence and this different mindset.
The cool thing too is he said, hey, I've got Vegas stories that we can't talk about on the air.
Well, and we talked about some of those after the air too, and now that was even more interesting. So,
man, yeah. And I mean, not like who
we got some good ones coming up too. Honestly, it's good. We took a little bit of time off, like November, December holidays, whatever. But then we came back with we came back with a vengeance in the new year.
Yeah, the indoor football league
doing really well. I think we're over 2,000 subscribers now too. So, I think we're in the 2,300 mark, which isn't bad, man. I mean,
so everybody watching, all the wise ones, and everybody, make sure you like and subscribe our podcast.
Click the link.
AintDoneYet podcast.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Shout out to Alex, our producer behind the scenes, always dealing with JB and I and our schedules and us making it happen.
Yeah, appreciate you, Alex, man.
All right, so we got
appreciate
some cool
you too, AP, for coming in again, man. I think you're this is your third. Is this your third time on the show?
Yes, the original episode, the pilot, and then the interview with Kane Churko.
Okay,
and one with Joe.
Oh, and one with Joe. So that was a two-part. That was like a two-part. That was like
so. This will be number 4 then for me.
Yeah, this would be number 4, dude. Right on, man. Yeah, and we wouldn't be mad if it was Mo.
Yeah, we're gonna have more. We got Mo coming too. It's all good. We have a new song coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm excited for, because this song, and I've mentioned it on this show before, this particular song in this particular format is like my favorite song ever. And the way that it was produced in this way, I don't understand why it was never done this way. But I want you guys to talk about that on the show today. I want you guys to kind of give us the nitty gritty from the very beginning on this song, and really just kind of break it down and lay it out, man. How did it come about? How did you come up with the idea? Where did it start? Go.
Well, I almost died.
Sweet. That's a good way to start out. I almost died. I saw a sticker. There was a sticker last week but you didn't die though, did you?
I say that to my sons all the time. They'll bonk their knee or their head on something. I go, but did you die?
Exactly.
And they'll be like, no, daddy. And I'm like, all right, you're good.
Then wipe that shit
you're
off.
You're good, man. Walk it off, bro.
Walk it off. Put some Robitussin on it.
Yeah. Rub some dirt on it, man. You'll be fine. I mean, I know we've chatted about it. I know JB. Obviously, my brother knows because he was there during it, and it's the beauty of this song to me is the fact that it came from like I literally thought I was going to die or could have died. I didn't think I was going to die, but the authorities, the police were like, "Yeah, you could have died," and out of that came this little diamond, I guess.
Yeah.
that was, it's funny because it wasn't even like we were trying to write the song. The circumstances happened and the song just happened, like,
yeah.
But I mean, to get like digs like really deep in it. And I mean, I know what the song is about. You've told me the story, and you've mentioned the story and walked in. I'm like, dude, tell me how you thought about like Lighthouse. Like, that's such a cool concept that like a lighthouse is what saves ships on the ocean. It's what directs them where to go.
Oh,
like, how did you come
remember?
up? How did you conceptualize that thought?
It's not that great, JB. I'm gonna look it up right now and tell you where I always had that concept. I'm pretty sure the movie is called. Yep, it's called Very Bad Things.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
And it came out in 1998. I'm dating myself here, by the way. Yeah, I know. I got whites and shit. I'm old enough to be most of y'all's daddy. But the 1998, this movie came out. It's called Very Bad Things, and it's a dark comedy, like which is my favorite kind of comedy.
Me too. Me too.
Sorry, YouTube.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
You're good. We'll bleep you out. Man.
We'll
bleep you, dude.
Just censor me, man. Censor me.
You.
Alex, bleep them. We've got 2 so far. Go ahead. Keep going.
That was the first one.
We got one on
You
JB.
didn't even realize. Do I say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all good.
God.
It's
bleep
all
me.
Good. Bleep me.
Bleep me.
So this movie called Very Bad Things.
All right, bleep me too. All right, go.
Dude, you know what's funny? We like on a tangent. We played this festival in Kansas City. I believe it was just outside of Kansas City. That big giant, I think it was like Razor Fest or something like, no, I think Razor Fest is Des Moines. Do you remember that big giant festival that we played with Tech Nine?
Yeah, Rockfest.
Yeah, Rockfest outside of Kansas City. We're live on air, right, JB?
Okay.
We're live on air, and we
I literally don't even remember this happening, which is crazy.
We sit down with the radio station, right, which is a big radio station at the time. They're putting on this huge festival, and they're like, okay, yeah, no curse words. We'd already finished our set.
Okay.
And we were already like
drinking,
enjoying the fruits of our labor.
Yes.
We'd had a couple. We sit down to do this on the air live interview for this big rock station in Kansas City. And the DJ's like, all right, boys, you guys know the drill. No curse words. You can't say. My brother gets on. He goes, shit, fuck, piss. He just spits it out in the mic. And we were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, let's go, bro.
Was it live?
It was supposedly live.
I don't know. I genuinely I hear that story all the time. I'm like, man, I really don't remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And in front of us, we're sitting on the stage. We were interviewing
over the crowd,
over the whole crowd. Yeah. There's like 30,000 people just waiting for the next band to come on. And we're up there and we never played that festival again. So
I can imagine, dude. They're like, dude, did they not realize we don't have a 7-second delay here? This isn't Howard Stern.
The FCC fine alone might have been like, fuck
7,000, 7,000, 7,000, 7,000.
Yeah, it was so good though. It was so rock and roll, man. It was like,
right.
I guess. I don't know. That's dumb.
Today.
Then
it was rock.
Then it was rock and roll, man.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why they don't play us anymore.
Yeah.
You guys just fell off in that neighborhood, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to that. Who's otherwise out there?
Yeah. So the whole point of the tangent, like this song, Lighthouse, like it was like it was just rock and roll, dude. It was like, okay, I almost died. Now let's just write a song about it,
yeah. Are you watching that movie and you caught this lighthouse or?
And so the movie Very Bad Things, which is what led us to this little nugget here, is that it's dark comedy. It's that anecdote is dark comedy.
You have it pulled up, Alex? Is that
made
it right
me
there?
laugh. Yeah, Very Bad Things. And Christian Slater's character, I don't even remember what his name is in the movie.
Okay.
Nice.
But the movie is about, there's two brother characters, all this dark shit. People are dying and like getting laid, and like it's just like like intense. It's like life. You're either getting laid or you're getting killed, like,
Okay.
nice.
That's what happens in life. You're either getting laid or you're getting killed.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Not much else.
Or taxed. You're getting taxed.
Yeah.
So those two things.
Okay.
And Christian Slater's character, he says at one point in the movie, he says, I was your lighthouse, man. I stayed fucking lit for you. I stayed lit for you. I was your lighthouse. And that stuck with me from that movie. And I don't know. So that movie came out in 98. The song was written in 2008,
right. So 10 years later,
10 years
you still
later,
have that lyric.
I still
ready
have it,
to
just
put to
like
print.
lighthouse, man. I was your fucking lighthouse. I stayed lit for you, man.
I'm like a lighthouse. I stayed lit for you, man.
Yeah.
Pull that up, Alex.
Yeah. That's the quote from the movie. Like it's, and it wasn't a huge hit.
Oh, right.
It was like, it's like critically panned, but if you watch it, it's like, that's a great movie. F the critics. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, he's yelling. There you go.
Yeah, I stayed
look
lit
at how
for you,
young
man.
what's his name is in that too, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
this whole
it's got to be his movie.
I stayed lit for you. I stayed lit.
Oh yeah, Favreau's in this. Wait, so we can hear?
Favreau.
I'm a fucking lighthouse, man. I stayed lit for you.
I stayed lit for you, man. I'm a fucking lighthouse.
Never go dark.
Dude,
Nice.
Love
this
it,
scene.
dude.
Yeah, so there it is right there.
Yeah, and it's like obviously it's a very critical part of the
I never knew that.
storyline.
I never knew that.
And it never.
Look at that. And look who else is learning here today.
Dude, every day, bro.
So it's like that was always the concept that I was like, dude, lighthouse, man. I stayed lit for you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and so when I had somebody serve that role for me in this really dark, I mean, it was fucked up, dude. It was messed up, like we lost what would have possibly been our first record deal. We lost it because of what happened,
Yeah.
Right.
But now it's like, dude, this just the concept of like love. I know this is super cheesy. I know it's like a bumper sticker worthy, right? But
Okay.
just the fact that like that love from anybody, anything can kind of heal you, like physically and metaphysically. And so for this version of this song to finally come out 15 plus years later,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's what I think we would want people to take.
When you write it, does that heal you when you write it? Or is it listening to it that heals you? What heals you? Or are you trying to heal somebody else? Or both?
Well, with the song, yes. Yes. But absolute both on the double-edged sword of like healing somebody else. But the lyrics, the poetry, it was a poem. I was wired shut.
Yeah, literally the first lyrics are trapped behind this tangle steel.
This
At a
tangle
loss for
steel,
words.
And so for people who are hearing the song now, I want the tangle steel to represent whatever it needs to for them.
Right.
But for me, it was literally a mouth of tangle steel. And I had written it and I was singing "Trapped Behind This Tangle Steel" and I asked for words like in practice in rehearsal with my brother and the guys at the time.
Yeah.
Like I was just so stoked it's coming out. Man.
So you hear those lyrics, right? And you guys are riffing on guitars, and what happens on the music end of it?
So at that time we were a 5-piece and we were the biggest unsigned band in Las Vegas. For sure, I would say. This was before anybody was.
And there was a title out. There was a magazine article out with you guys, and it was like the biggest, like Fox News names these guys the biggest unsigned band in America.
And I bring up that little stat because we were practicing every single day.
Every day, dude.
And we were playing everywhere. We were winning every band battle, or at least trying our hardest to. And
well, I have that magazine. That magazine is in a frame out there on the wall out in the lobby.
Yeah. And so, you know, it was just one of those. That's the funny thing is like when you bring up like it just happened, and it really did. It wasn't. Now it's okay. Let's schedule in a studio day, or we're gonna record with this guy in 2 months, or let's try and get a song. But back in the day, we were just in band practice.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever happened in band practice in the wise womb.
Is it easier when you're just in band practice to write a song? Or
It's
is it
so
easier to write it when you're in the studio?
It's
In a professional setting.
It depends,
for
man.
me, it's so different now because band practice now is not what it was then.
What was band practice then and what is it now?
Like I was mentioning, we practice every day. It's like, okay, we got this, we've got a band battle coming up. Let's just jam the set. Oh, we've got this whiteboard. Do you got a song idea? Or maybe at that time.
Was it less work then and more work now? Or is none of it work?
Man, it's definitely,
wow.
We treated it like, we treated it
like a job.
Yeah. It was just all over the place because if Dave and I were sitting down or like he came over early and then we started, if I had then we'd have this riff ready, it's like, hey guys, figure out this riff, or vice versa. The night after the last band practice, we jammed and came up with vocals. Then the next day it would be, hey guys, we've got the song, and this one happened it pieced together in many different ways. My brother had the vocals going on, or the poetry, the poem going, and Jason Wadinez, our guitarist at the time, our rhythm guy, had the beautiful motif of the initial riff. He would come in and swanky it around.
Yeah, like literally checking his, like he would do it as like a check, and it was
beautiful. And then it was brought up and played, but then it was kind of handed to me to, okay, like let's put some balls on it. Like we were real aggressive at that time. And, we had gone to a In This Moment show.
Yeah.
Remember?
At the House of Blues.
And I remember we're standing at the House of Blues and we're watching In This Moment. And this is before The Promise.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. This is before The Promise.
This is before we knew them.
Yeah. And they do this, like, it was this awesome bridge. Like it was just
a breakdown. It was a heavy
breakdown.
Bridge.
Yeah. And I remember when he was like, dude, that's awesome. Because we looked at each other at the show watching In This Moment. And then later on, we're just jamming with all these different parts happening. And he's like, think of like In This Moment. So then like, which is just that going like that.
The attitude, bro.
Go, right. And it's like, okay, let me do that. And then the bridge part was written. And then, it just all pieced itself together slowly like a Voltron,
Do you have a portion of that bridge, Alex, that we can play of this particular song?
Yeah, I think so.
Of our song or of Lighthouse?
Of Lighthouse. Yeah, I think we dubbed him up. We might have dubbed him up on it, and he has a little portion of it that he can play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the album artwork. Bam. Bam. That's the bam.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, I was so fucking angry, JB, but I was so grateful about the fact that I had love. I had like somebody like all these people pulling me through this. Like I'm wired shut.
Perfect. Thank you, Alex. Yeah.
So does this run while he's doing that?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're good. So yeah, and you can talk over.
Yeah. So
We can adjust all the volume and settings and everything after the fact too. So
okay, like that bridge, that breakdown of like it's this weird like bag of feelings. This weird. I was so fucking angry, but also so happy at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
what were you happy about? That people were surrounding you and caring for you?
Exactly. The romance,
the romance, love, like I'm
things.
still a hopeless romantic, dude. Like,
yeah.
Despite all of the violence that from the streets and shit, like not losing that sentiment of like, dude, love is awesome. Like if it's romantic love or if it's the love from your dog, you know, like that is amazing. And now as I'm getting older, dude, I'm having like a mini midlife crisis, by the way, JB.
Really? Well, what's going on, dude? Let's tap into that a little bit here. What's up, bro?
Just the passage of time, you know, like
the passage of time.
Yes.
I know somebody says the passage of time. We'll save that for another episode.
and mortality, man, like mortality, you know, like,
okay. Yeah. I'm dealing with that a little bit.
Yeah. So you feel, you know, it's like when you put it in perspective of the passage of time, like, okay, 14 years ago, I was 30. 14 years from now, I'll be almost 60.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
I know
that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Right. And so it's like, I'm like, dude, that it doesn't even seem like that long ago when I was 30
singing this song
and like getting through that. And it's like, you know, now it's funny too. It's funny too, because in the past, I want to say few months that we decided that we're going to release the song, right? I start thinking back on those days and I'm like, damn, dude, like I survived that and did this despite of what happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, so I'm like, it's like almost forcing me and confronting me. I'm confronting myself to be proud of myself, which usually I'm not, you know?
Right.
Like,
are you coming around the bend on that now these days?
Things like this song, this release do help. But you know, this, I guess, unattainable bar that was somewhere set for me in my head. And it wasn't even like my parents or him, my brother. I don't know. You've got to be the same way, JB, because you're like, dude, I should be better all the fucking time.
Well, I mean, it's part of the name of this show too, right? Is that there's a premise around that Ain't Done Yet, which we received from you, right? There's a premise around that, the concept around that you're never done. You're always striving for more. Nothing is ever satisfying enough. It's like walking in the desert and you're just dying of thirst constantly, yet you have a gallon of water.
Right. And
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson wasn't in Pulp Fiction till he was 46, dude.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Right.
I think about those little things too.
Yeah.
You know, especially at my age, like, you know, I watch, particular people in my life that I admire, and I watch them, I'm like, wow, look at that, 1984, and he was 41,
and he did this, dude. I do that all the time too, JB, and I'm like, what did I do?
There's still lots of time left for us, dude.
Right.
Ryan's got even more time.
and so alluding to that fact, like, it's like, all right, in order to achieve whatever you think you need to, it helps to like be proud of yourself, which is something I have a hard time with personally. Like I'm never.
Truth be told, dude, you seem a little happier. I haven't seen you for like a month or two. You seem a little happier today.
I barely saw you on New Year's, man.
Yeah, we saw each other on New Year's, but yeah, it was a barely thing, dude. But you know, you do seem more like you got a little bit more of a light aura around you. I don't know
is
if
that
it's
just for the
Lighthouse.
song.
maybe it is.
Well, that's
But
the true
you do
form
seem
right there,
that.
man. That's what the music is about. This song was done. The version of this song didn't have any label touch on it. Didn't have any manager touch on it.
No co-writers.
You know,
Mhm.
and it was the band. It was otherwise, you know, and that's and now, you know, yeah, like the Lighthouse. Where we've both been finding our light, I think, you know, a little bit more lately, which is awesome. And this
You
is
seem a little shiny too.
I seem, yeah, baby. I'm not as fat as I was a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
where you at now? Where
how
you
many
at?
pounds
Where you
down?
at?
You know,
20. Let's see.
How much more you got left to lose? Let's ask you that.
25 pounds. I've lost 25 pounds.
Holy crap, man.
Yeah. And I still have.
natural.
I got a little. Yeah. I'm not on the Joe Rogan diet.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm
no
not on, like,
Ozempic
all
for
the-
you, sir.
I'm not on Brozempic or the peptides or the nothing, man. I'm going straight old school.
Semaglutides.
Old school.
And I'm
And
not
you're
saying
down
that,
25?
Yeah, I'm
How
not-
much more do you have
2
to
months.
lose to hit your mark?
You know, it just the mark is 6 pounds.
Well, we had
6
agreed.
pounds?
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
6
got
pounds.
6 pounds
Yeah,
left.
6
All right,
pounds.
I've got 7 left.
Yeah,
So,
6 pounds.
Oh,
and I'm
how
not.
much
I
you
don't know
lost,
if I'm going to
JB?
make it.
Yeah, but see,
so-
here's the thing: is that, you know, it's like rather than freaking out about the 6 pounds, you just like, okay, we're gonna get there, man.
I
You
don't
know,
like
it's
that.
like,
I
yeah,
don't like that, dude.
we're gonna
I just
get
want to
there.
like be there
I
at
know,
that
it's the
point
worst.
in
As-
time.
Yeah, and so,
Yeah.
dude, that's I guess you could say small thing, but it's a huge thing to be proud of
Dude,
yourself
that's-
for. Right?
Yeah,
That's a
I
lot
mean
of
that
fat,
is
dude.
super. I
That's
know
a lot
that's
of fat,
super
baby.
good. I mean, I'm only down like 9, so
That's great too,
you know,
dude.
but
But I
I'll
started
cut
before
my
you.
goddamn arm off, dude, so that I'm fucking there.
Right.
By
And you'd be proud of that arm being cut off.
I would
right?
be. I'd be walking around like this, but I made weight.
Right. And so exactly what you're talking about, JB, about like light being happier. Instances like this when we're completely independent and we're now releasing the art as we wanted it to be released initially. And then you start thinking about where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, dude, I did that. You know, it's like I did. I'm going to probably be called a narcissist or something by somebody here.
Why would
they
you say
watch
that
it.
for being proud of yourself? I mean, I think that, you know, I think that might be a little bit of your trouble too, is you're worried about what everybody else thinks.
Not
of
everybody.
What you say
I'm not worried
when
about
you
what
say
I'm
it.
not worried about what everybody
Good.
thinks. I'm worried about what one person thinks
Okay.
a lot of the time.
Okay.
And that's my fault for allowing it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So instances like this, with this song being released, what it means, where it came from, how it was born, I'm like, yeah, man, I did that. I fucking did that. I survived. One, first and foremost, those bastards couldn't physically kill me.
Yeah.
Second, I wrote the song with my mouth wired shut like Kanye and West. And then third, the first time we ever played it live on stage at the House of Blues, opening for Theory of a Dead Man, or Theory, whatever they're called now.
Yep, both.
And
Yeah.
the night before, I had the procedure done to remove all the wires, and I got on stage and sang
that's
it.
crazy.
You know,
That's cool.
And it's
We
like,
just didn't
I
know.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'll tell you. You know, I remember
Were you worried about whether or not you could sing?
Yeah,
you were
we
like, dude,
all
I hope my
worried.
bro can sing.
Well, dude, it's just like, first off, the family had never, I mean, it was traumatic, bro. Like, this is
Yeah.
before our cousin passed away 3 years later. That was like, but, you know, this was on Christmas Eve night. And this is always a tough conversation for me. You know, you went through it and, you know, it's like, but it's a tough one because there's footage from the casino and these guys are still walking around like with just
Nothing
a
happened.
slap on the wrist because they had a certain lawyers and certain money and certain things that happened in the legal system. And it takes a lot to get over it and move past it and focus on the positive things. You know, there was a choice for me of, okay, are we going to make the band happen or am I going and we're going to be successful and we're going to win here, or I'm going to go down a different path that has
Mhm.
nothing to do with any of this. And I'm going to go make it right in that sense. And it was like a real choice. And it was like, okay, this is the smarter route.
Yeah.
You're
But-
talking about justice, like
Yeah.
brutal justice.
But just because you choose here doesn't mean that this doesn't just like sit here, kind of like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
You just have to focus on
You
this
can
one.
always still go the other route too. You can always choose the other plan.
Oh, no, I know. That's why it's a
It's
tough
always
conversation.
available.
No,
for you.
hey, hey, look,
Yeah.
that would have
don't-
probably been easier.
It would have
Mhm.
been, and but yeah, it's a tough one, man. Yeah. And so it's a tough one to talk about because they did almost kill you, man, which is really, really crazy to think about. Like our cousin passed away. He was killed in a car accident. These guys maliciously, intentionally attacked and tried to kill you. It's really rough. So, your mouth was wired shut. The deal with Universal fell through, and then we had this show with Theory, and I don't know what we were thinking of, like, let's take the show.
Let's do the show, man.
But it was because we
Yeah.
were so on the verge of like a major.
Did you know at that time that you had lost the Universal deal,
No,
or were you still
dude,
kind of
it's-
waiting and like, where's
It
this
was-
dude? Is
yeah,
this dude
it was-
calling
it was
back,
quite-
or what are we
the
doing?
problem was that we were trying to keep it quiet.
Mhm.
right.
We were
Yeah.
trying to but of course it didn't stay
But-
quiet because, dude, we're known in the scene.
Right.
Like people know stuff,
and
it
everybody's
got
like,
out.
"Oh my god! Now
That'll-
this dude's in the hospital. His
Well,
mouth's
Ja-
wired shut. Is he
Yeah.
ever even going to be able to sing again?
Yeah,
What's going to
that's-
happen now?"
And if one thing is true about the music industry is that rumors, whether true or not, get spread like wildfire.
yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway, so the theory of death. I remember my mom, me and mommy. You had got the things out,
Yeah.
the steel out of your mouth. So this is when the family piano was in the living room, and it was the day before the show with Theory, and you would always warm up on the piano,
Yeah.
and it was
Forgot
you
about
went over to the piano, and Mom and I were sitting in the living room, and then you hit the key, and then you went to sing, and like hearing your voice, it was like, oh my gosh, okay.
thank God it's the
'cause
same.
we didn't know. Well, it was just like
This
powerful.
is the first time
you know?
he's telling me this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like godly. It was like, oh man, okay, because you didn't know, like your mouth was, dude. It's like
yeah, anything
some
can
guys
change
came
at
in,
that point, right?
Mhm.
God forbid, came in like stomped on my fingers.
Right.
And, like you don't even know. But yeah, it's really crazy, man. But we got.
I've been
through
told he's much prettier now.
it. We got through it though, man.
it was an improvement.
We got through it. But yeah, the deal was on the table, and the deal went away, and then we just had to grind it out. But then that song led. That was
so
the song.
much, man.
That
Like-
this song, all the horrible stuff that happened, it finally led to
I literally would not have my sons if this song didn't exist. And that's what I've been doing, JB, in this like
Okay.
this midlife crisis that I'm having, going back through time and like try, piecing things together and be like, literally this song was the stepping stone that put us in a position to get a record deal and be on national radio and go on national tours and like compete in the on the pro level.
Mm.
And yeah, we're still, we're not.
Was this when you guys opened for Theory? Is that when Churko is in the audience, hears this song, and is like, "I want to record this song"?
No, I feel like I think Kevin saw us play it at Feel Goods.
Yeah, it was Feel Goods he came out to.
I think Kevin.
So Feel Good
Which is now
was
vamped.
Vince Neil's place at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his partner Danny Coker from Kevin
Yeah.
Cars. Now it's vamped.
Right.
Counts Custom. What's up, Danny and
Yeah,
Corey?
Danny and Corey Coker are good people. And I'm pretty sure Kevin Churko saw us play it. Was it there or was it at the Bootlegger? Did he come and see us at the Bootlegger?
No,
Or maybe
it
it was
was
the
Vamp, and we played Bootlegger for one of his parties too.
So he
Yeah.
sees it, right? He sees this song. He hears this song. How does he approach you guys about it? Do you guys know him? Do you guys know he's there?
Well, Ducky.
What's going on?
Ducky.
So Ducky.
Ducky,
Okay.
John Slaughter, aka Ducky, God rest his soul. You know, and that's another reason, JB, why this whole thing means so much, because Ducky is dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you about this song. We wouldn't have a career without a guy named John Ducky Slaughter, you know?
Yeah.
And so Churko came and saw us play. Kevin's came and saw us play. And I think we had presented the song to him.
We had told him about it.
Or yeah, we had made,
and then he
we
wanted
might,
to come see it live. He wanted to see us live.
we might have sent him the demo, and then he wanted to see it
Yeah.
live, and we pulled it off live. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, that's hitish. Like, it kind of sounds like a hit song, you know."
Yeah.
And he was down to record it, you know.
Mhm.
And
then that song, because we recorded that song with him, he knew you had a good voice. And then when in this moment was looking for a male duet
right,
on The Promise, he said, "Hey, I just recorded this this local guy in Vegas,
and he doesn't suck.
He could do it.
Yeah,
maybe he could do
Yeah.
it. Or can we get you doing the guide tracks?" And then you kill the guide tracks, and they're like, "Well, you know what? You can't get the other guys. Use him.
This is pretty good, you know."
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
and I'm pretty sure we've already talked about that. We've talked about this particular.
That's all right.
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay, because I mean, we got so many hours, played right now, that kind of regurgitating some of this information isn't a big deal. So
it's nice. It's nice to talk about, and it drops. It's dropping this Saturday, March 8th, which is kind of unorthodox for a Saturday release. But you know what? We get to do what we want now.
Yeah, we can do what we want.
Yeah.
And regardless of regurgitating, like, the new aspect of it for me now is that whole idea of being proud of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's important.
Well, I mean, the cool thing too is that, Kevin still has belief in this song, because he re-recorded this for you in his format, and
remixed and remastered.
And remastered it so that it works on Apple Music better with the lossless and everything else.
Yeah,
too, right? So
like you
got some power behind it, which
right?
is great.
And again, like, that's exactly like when talented people and good people, like, we're sitting here with you now. It's like, okay, maybe I should be proud of the fact that I'm sitting with you, with my brother. Someone like Kevin Churko wants to invest time and energy. Like,
must mean something.
Must mean something, right? And that is what I want my sons now. Like, this song came from this dark, violent / romantic impetus, right? This burgeoning of it. But now it's, for me, it's the idea of, like, I want my sons to be like, if they ever hear this song, I want them to be like, and they hear the story, they'd be like, damn, my dad did that.
Yeah.
If he survived that and was able to do what he did despite what happened to him, then I can do anything,
Yeah.
And that's like, God damn it. I like, if that's all I get out of it, out of this, is that exact idea.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. If my kids, if they go, dude, that's pretty fucking cool what dad did.
Yeah.
If he did that, yeah, you know what? He's actually like not a piece of shit. Like, if I get that out of a dude, like, all the royalties in the world can go away and I'll be fine with it.
They already have.
They already have.
Royalties are gone.
All the royalties are gone.
I don't know if you've checked the bank account. The royalties are gone.
Where did they go?
Where did all those royalties go?
In a world where royalties are found.
In a world.
That is a classic intro.
It's good stuff though, dude. This is definitely as I look down at the wise phoenix on my finger, the phoenix it's coming from the ashes, and the phoenix goes even deeper into past the band,
Before the band.
Talk about that a little bit. How did the Phoenix come together?
Well,
I don't know. Can we talk about
Well, the fraternity we joined.
As soon as you said that, we just lost like 2,000 listeners, bro.
Whatever.
Oh, they were in a fraternity?
Get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. The emblem, the symbol of the fraternity is the phoenix.
Okay.
And our chapter was a really special chapter nationally.
What fraternity is it?
Sigma Alpha Epsilon.
SAE. I got my plaques right here. 40 under 40 of the fraternity. Ryan is a successful recording artist. His band, Otherwise. I went into it. It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be able to be 40 under 40 with SAE. But the Phoenix, so the record, and there's the Phoenix right there in the middle.
Yeah. Cool.
And the band, before I was even in it, 4 out of 5 at one point, and this is way before Lighthouse. At one point, more of the band than not was in the fraternity. Were fraternity
SAE,
brothers.
So
Seven
Harris,
Phoenix,
Teddy Carrasco.
Yeah. Evan Harris, Teddy Carrasco, Bomb G was managing.
Ryan
he was around.
Mm-hmm.
Macintosh would come around,
Yeah. Same Mac.
So it was just like all these jam sessions that my brother would put on. And then.
Do you know, by the way, while you're talking about those guys in your fraternity, do you know a guy by the name of Chris Higgins?
Yeah.
Okay, so he just bought some Jeep parts from me.
Oh, that's
he bought what?
Yeah, so he hits me up on Marketplace, right? Because I ripped everything off the Jeep, and it's all brand new parts, and he rolled a Jeep, and so he's rebuilding it. He just rolled it like 2 months ago. It totally destroyed the Jeep,
and he survived though.
He survived. Yeah, he had another Jeep too that he rolled up and stuff. But he's all, hey man, I see that you got these parts on. I'm looking for those exact parts because I'm trying to rebuild the Jeep that I just totaled. And I'm a buddy of Adrian's, so you need to give me the hookup. Don't sell it to anybody else. I've been looking for these parts forever. And I'm like, oh, sweet. He's all, yeah, we were for fraternity bros.
So Higgins found you through Facebook Marketplace and was like, oh, we got mutual friends.
We've got mutual friends, right?
See, and that's the thing about social media that is cool. Like the connectivity is cool, and like catching up. Or just at least knowing that somebody that you went to junior high with is doing okay. This is what they're doing. Right. Maybe I haven't talked to you in 20 years, but I'll click like on that so you know that I thought about you,
You could see if people are real or fake or not too. You're like, oh, okay. Mutual friends. You could check.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some legit mutual friends. Okay, you're all right.
Yeah, you're cool.
Right.
You're cool, man.
Yeah, you're not bad.
So that's awesome. So Higgins found you.
Yeah, he found me on Facebook Marketplace, and we shot the shit for a little while. And
he's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah,
that's cool, man. But the social media thing, the benefits of it are what we just discussed, right? Like,
right.
But then there's the other side of it on the artists, from the artist standpoint. There's that meme or GIF that. With Denzel, it ain't fun anymore, is it? When it's like, when nowadays it's like, you thought it was cool to be in a band, it was fun to be in a band because you're gonna make music, but now you have to make the content is more important than the actual music.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We're gonna go shoot reels right after this, dude.
I know,
and you have to. You just
have
gotta.
to.
You just.
It's funny. You mentioned Denzel Washington. I was just watching one the other night. And it's Denzel Washington on a basketball court, right? And you have Jay-Z coming up behind Denzel Washington, and he goes to try to talk to Denzel Washington. And Denzel Washington pushes him back.
Oh, this is actual. This isn't an actual.
This is an actual,
like an actual game. Okay.
Yeah, it's an actual basketball game.
Okay,
it looks like it's at a high school or something. And Jay-Z keeps going up to try to talk to Denzel, and he's literally pushing the dude away, like, get the F away from me, dude. Right? And Jay-Z finally just gives up and walks off.
No, swears.
Wow.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it up and I'll send it to you. But
so
I was like, but it's crazy what. Yeah, it's crazy what the
GIF I'm referencing.
do.
I'm pretty sure it's a scene from Remember the Titans.
Okay,
I think.
Oh yeah.
Where Denzel plays
he's the coach.
The coach.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, it's not fun anymore, is it? It ain't fun anymore. Like either you sent it. or maybe Joe Connor sent it.
Yeah.
Somebody sent it to the band thread. And it's like, yeah, you're right. It isn't fun anymore to be concerned about, dude, what is my next reel? What am I doing on TikTok right now? Oh, the music's not working because I'm not on TikTok. Like, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, when you asked, was it work then? Is it work now? It's, look, it's either you want to get busy and keep the band going and keep it, or you don't. You sit here and cry about it all day long about how it used to be, or you just get to work and do what needs to be done so you can get the music out. Things change, we sound like the guys from the 80s who were like, oh man, it's not glam rock anymore. Yeah. Like, don't date yourself because you're mad at how you have to adapt to the times.
Yeah,
and I say that to myself now. Dude,
yeah.
I'm on Opus Clip all the time now, man.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you on Opus Clip.
Dude, all the time, man. You're just trying to figure out stuff, and it's it's good to go through. Last year, I was on a podcast, the Mason Dukacek podcast. He asked, it's like, well, how do you keep going? Like, how do you stay passionate and grateful and, blah, 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 all the successful stuff. And it's like, well, you got to be, you got to be able to realize that this could go away
at any minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. At any given.
It could go away. And it got pretty quiet last year. We got real quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking about with the Phoenix, it's like the Phoenix burnt down to the ground. And it could have stayed there.
Yeah.
And things like churning this up and things like more news that's going to be coming out soon. That's even bigger than just this one single.
Yeah.
With more news following that, we have more news to talk about now as independent artists than we've had in years as being in a roster of some kind. So it's
having financial backing.
Yeah. And there's blessings that have been taking place,
Yeah.
There's really some serious blessings that have been coming in where it's giving us the resources to, it's not making things easy for us by any means, but it's saying, here's a little bit, here's the fishing pole.
Yeah.
Go catch your fish now. Yeah.
Now go fish.
Yeah. And to have that, and again, like what we talked about a few minutes ago about kind of being surrounded with people who are successful and believe, or at least believe in you enough to spend time with them.
Yeah.
Like you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shucks.
So so like a lot of the excitement right now for me personally, and maybe my brother as well, is there is the activity, the energy, like, okay, dude, we're still doing it. We're still playing, man. We're still in the game. We stayed lit. We stayed lit, like despite the storms, despite everything. This, especially with the song Lighthouse, it's like, and the version that is going to be presented. It's
that you always wanted.
That we always wanted. And it's, it's like, yeah, we're doing it. Like we're doing it. And God damn it, if my sons can just someday see this, maybe they watch enough YouTube as it is. Like,
maybe in a couple of years.
Maybe it's, they'll be, yeah, dude, dad.
So give the definition
then,
fill in the blanks here. The definition of success for you is?
Now?
Right now. What's the definition of success?
Is what I just mentioned. All of the aforementioned is if my sons, my kids can take one thing out of this, aside from dad being cool, I obviously I would love them to think that, but I want them to be like, dude, if he did it with his brother, the two of us can do something. We can, or just not even, okay, you don't have to do something great or something that a couple 100,000 people connect with, like music and a band and all that shit. But if they're like, we
do it
won't,
with passion, and belief
in themselves that, okay, we won't give up. Life is not going to break me until I'm dead. And even then we don't even know if it really breaks us.
Right.
So my litmus test of success at this point now is just for my kids, for my sons, my boys to be like, dude, yeah, Dad and Uncle Ryan did that shit. After all of that stuff, like damn near losing their lives, and they're still here and they're still doing it. You know, that's if they take that much, JB, I could die happy with that.
Perfect. What is success? What is success for you?
Dude, yachts. Lots of yachts.
Boats and hoes?
No.
Lots of yachts.
Lots of yachts, man.
Lots
of yachts and slots. I think that success to me is having peace and empowerment and living fearlessly, but also living wise.
Mm.
Living, I think that's success.
Yeah.
But specifically,
are you there now?
I feel closer to it now than I ever have in my life.
That's great.
Yeah, I really do. And I feel really connected to some kind of source, some kind of alchemy is cooking inside of me. But what a interesting conversation with this song Lighthouse, because it is so where it came from is like, and that time of like, it was the craziest thing that had ever happened, but then it's so positive too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys
so
were
positive.
dreaming of success at that point in
Yeah,
time,
and
right?
we were
It's
always-
like, we want to be the biggest rock band in the world. People are saying that you guys
We
are the
could be.
biggest
Could be,
or
yeah.
could be the
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
rock band in the world. So it's like right on that cusp, right? It's right on that tipping point.
Yeah.
And then all of that, in a sense, almost got shattered along with my face, right?
Yeah.
But then the song comes out.
It did at that point, but then we persevered. We're good
Why
at
didn't that
persevering.
song ever become a single on True Love Never Dies?
Because it was tuned up a half step,
and it kind of lost its balls.
and it lost, our producer who ended up doing True Love Never Dies went for something, a different sound.
Just slightly.
Just enough. And, you can change the key to any song,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and this song can still be played. It's just in a different key on the scale. And it sounds a little different, but the melodies are the same. And the
But the
interval
vibe-
between notes is
Yeah.
just within that scale. So just by doing a small little adjustment and modulation up, it wasn't the single anymore.
Yeah.
It's still a great song that people love.
it's still a good song.
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't.
was it supposed to originally be a single? And then it was like, hey, wait a minute, because we've tuned this thing up, that takes it out of the mode of possible rock song single. And is it rock that tuning it up in a rock sense makes it not a single anymore?
No, I don't
Or
think.
is it just music in general if it's tuned up to
No,
this?
no.
I think the fact that we had,
Or is it just the change?
there were other songs written that were stronger, I suppose,
okay.
as far as the single mentality, radio single mentality goes. So
And this was written after Soldiers.
And there was that scream in the song.
no, this was written before Soldiers.
So
Yeah,
this was written before
Lighthouse was
Soldiers.
written before
Okay.
Soldiers, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This was, screaming, back when it wasn't okay to scream on radio,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even with Die For You, when we were going to radio with our third single off of True Love Never Dies, can you take the scream out of the
Yeah.
song? Can you take it? So alive, I die for you. Can you get that out? We're like,
Which is what everybody loves.
Dude,
that's the part
10,000
that everybody loves.
10,000 people, you could
Yeah.
take the mic and everybody stops and they all sing.
So
that.
alive, I die for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't, the Lighthouse, yeah, like that, the version that went on the record. And it's funny because we talked to people, they're like, oh, I love that. I love the album version. The True Love Never Dies. It's my favorite. This one's our favorite.
Yeah.
Like this
Mhm.
one, this is by far our favorite one, So it's exciting. Tomorrow it's dropping March 8th. It's dropping on all platforms, and it's a good stuff. The Phoenix rises once again. We sold a bunch of T-shirts. Those are being shipped out to all the Wise ones. The Wise family came in tough, and they're funding things they're funding our possibilities, because I have ways.
I didn't even know that they were selling Lighthouse shirts.
You don't.
I'm not on social
You don't have to worry
media.
about buying one, bro.
Nice. No, I do need to.
I send it to you.
I always
brother.
have to be.
We got one set aside for you, bro.
I always have to be supporting.
I sent it to you, player.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's all
Did I
good.
miss that?
The whole
Damn, man.
Bring me your light. Bring me your light.
Yes.
Bring me your light. That was a great line in the song. One of the best lines in the song for me.
Yeah, and if you
love that
when
song.
you say "bring me,"
I love that line.
Yeah.
You bring me your light. It's like, bring me your light. Like, but the way it's delivered is so aggressive.
It's almost like you're taking it.
It's like, give it to me, goddammit.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Or I'll snatch it from you.
yeah.
It's interesting. It was cool though, because it had that edge.
Yeah.
I think that was a part of the band that really scared people. Especially people who wanted to, who thought about investing, who sat at the big tables when we were at the big tables, and guys are like, something about them makes me uneasy.
Right.
They're uncontrollable.
Because there was
Make
that
it make
edge
sense.
that it just was like so beautiful, and then it would just be like just so like
that's what
violent,
ultra
that's what
powerful
makes
and
us.
violent. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
exact. The song was born out of a moment of violence.
Yeah, I don't mean to talk bad on any other bands, or anything, but it's just to further reaffirm the point of there's heavy bands. They play really heavy music, and then they get off stage and they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Hi, I'm quiet. I'm gonna go read right now, and I'm gonna hang out." But then they get on stage, right? And all the heaviness and aggression that we had on stage, like, applied to our lives too.
Yeah, it was like it was lived. It was genuine.
So it wasn't an act.
Sure.
And that's why I think our fans and our friends are so connected to the music, because we were so real about it. But then at the other side of the coin too, that those conversations of being the biggest band in the world kind of, it was hard to market us or get us into a box to be able to market it,
Right.
And a lot of, to this day, guys couldn't figure out how to market us,
Yeah, and there are a lot of heavy bands that are very marketable, right? But exactly to my brother's point is that that's actually not how their lives are. You know what I mean? Or how they.
And I'm not even saying this in dude, we're so much more hardcore, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, we were really aggressive and a lot of like crazy things. We were angry and, like aggro.
Yeah. A lot of crazy shit happened, like in real life.
It was so real. It was so real, Now,
Do you consider you guys the softer side of yourselves today? Or do you still feel that
I feel more focused.
aggression?
I feel more focused. I have focused aggression now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't let it take over me. You ever see the little picture of Hulk and he's meditating? That's what I hope for. That's what I.
Okay, that's cool. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's like Hulk not smash today.
Definitely a good visual.
And that's my Michael Jordan picture on the wall, or my Arnold Schwarzenegger, or the put your movie picture, but that like is the Hulk.
I think Adrian's thinking album cover over there. That could be an album cover.
Should be an album cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, like focused aggression is actually a great album title. But
yeah,
it's not even it's evolved from aggression, I think, for me, into direction, which is focus, but instead of just being like reckless abandon of embracing and being embroiled in all these emotions, now it's like, okay, that storm, that fire is now like for lack of a better term, it's more focused now. It's not just completely across the board in all facets of life. The minute I walk out the door, like, I'm ready to either fight or fuck someone, like now it's like, I walk out the door and it's like, I'm focused on these kids, like I have something bigger, and you're a father, JD.
Yeah.
So anybody who's a parent is like, they know that it's like, I used to always say about how the music was bigger than me, bigger than us. But this, like having two human beings who like kind of depend on you.
Not kind of.
Yeah, not kind of. Huh?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Having two human beings who depend on you now that's way bigger than me.
Yeah.
Like
way bigger than anything you could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's weird. And it's not like having kids is like like you hit the lottery. Everybody has kids.
Right.
It's like such a commonality, but it's also
it's powerful.
It's super. Yeah. It's
so powerful.
It's overwhelming.
I honestly wish we would have had more. I wish we would have had more kids. The more I think about it, and I always told Melissa, and Melissa always wanted to have more, and I'm just like, yeah, but I just, I'm nervous because I just want to make sure that I can provide these two everything that I want to provide them, everything that they need, and I was always concerned about that. And I look back at it now, and I'm like, dude, the Lord's going to make sure that they have everything they need. I didn't necessarily need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's going to make sure that I'm able to provide with whatever they need.
Right.
So it's it's kind of sad now when I look back at it, because we are done yet.
in that regard, we are done.
Hey, but talking with Damien though, fostering.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, man. I
told Melissa about that. I talked to her about it that night after the conversation with Damien, and she was like, yeah, I'm just, she had just so many concerns about fostering kids, and can we give them what they would be able to need, and we're not sure that we would be able to do that today.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
it's
because kids need a lot, especially at the younger age, they need a lot.
Yeah.
My wife, she still wants a third, and she's still, we're still able to if we wanted.
Yeah.
And man, it's like, yeah, I'm not opposed to it completely. Right.
I would do it, man.
Obviously I want it. No, but
yeah,
she wants a third kid. I want to move back here to Vegas. And so maybe we can, if she gets what she wants, I can maybe get what I want.
Sounds like a compromise.
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 But and she put in some terms that I hadn't thought about, is that there's two of them, right? My two boys.
Yeah.
Right. If something happened to one of them, then it would just be the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, like in Cuzzo's family, it was almost a blessing in a sense that he had other siblings. So something happened to him, our cousins, his sisters and his brother could bond together, and find solace in each other. Whereas if something happened to him or something happened to me, it would just be, you know what I mean? It would just be one dude.
Well, I look at it too, and it's like you watch, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And I'm like looking at these big families that are all there for Christmas. And I'm like, we don't have that kind of family. It's just me and our two girls and Melissa and,
And JB, it used to be that way for us.
Yeah.
At Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then when Ivan died, that slowly went away. Like, not even slowly. It was like, he died on Halloween. Oh my God, here we go. Back into the past. This is like, he dies on Halloween, that Thanksgiving, that Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure in my memory, Like that was it.
That was it, man.
We stopped doing the big family Thanksgivings and Christmases after that, you know? And he's one dude.
It was too hard. Yeah. It was just too hard.
Yeah.
It fractured the whole thing.
And you know what I'm saying? That he was one in a family of 6 kids. So in a family of 2 kids, like me and my brother, or right now, my 2 sons, it's like, what would, if something happened, what would it do? You know? So having a third, having more kids, like, I wish I had the money for it. If I had the money for it, I'd have 10 fucking kids, you know? Like,
yeah.
Okay, Elon.
I think he's at 13 or 14, dude.
Okay,
Well,
Nick Cannon.
I mean,
Nick Cannon.
I'm not talking 10 different. I mean, I'm not Bob Marley over here, bro.
Bob Marley, baby mama. But no, I would too. If I could go back and do it again, I would definitely have more. And I mean, we're probably right on the cusp of being able to do that, but at the same time, we're just kind of like, I don't think that we have the energy that we had.
Oh yeah,
to be able to do that at least properly, right?
Yeah. Same thing, dude. That's how touring is, man. The way we were touring.
Oh, we ain't doing it like
touring in a van and sleeping on couches and sleeping in the fucking
man.
In the van. I don't have that energy anymore, man.
And even if I did, man, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it like that, dude. It was not, we were literally like killing ourselves slowly. It was just like, what are we doing, man? Like,
it's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think that, especially when you're young.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool, right? Like everybody wishes at a young age that they could travel around in a beat up ass van
and just
playing for fans across the country. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Do that, right? Exactly.
Right? Like, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Right. All my buddies that we grew up with, that we beat the shit out of each other. We don't want to travel around in a van and play concerts in front of people who like us.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why not? Right.
Right. Why not? I'd do that forever if you could stay that same age.
Yeah. Or at least not have kids.
Right.
That's, and it's an undue burden on my brother because he has to deal with me not being available because of daddy daycare duty.
Right.
But I'm not leaving those boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even I think he gets that too. I think he gets.
No, I know he gets it, but for me, I'm like, I feel guilty.
Yeah,
because it's something he has to deal with when it wasn't his choice. They're not his kids. They're not. You know what I mean? Like, and.
Yeah, but it's all good, dude.
I think he's found. Yeah, I think he's found.
I got my kid. It's 3 letters. Life by music, baby.
Yeah.
I got a lot of kids.
There's a lot of kids.
We just left 8 kids at Mission High School.
Yeah.
It's like.
They were jamming, dude.
Yeah, they're not mine, but I'm going to get you to jam.
Yeah, man.
Father
That's
Rock.
Awesome.
Just call, like we're gonna rock out a little bit,
That's awesome.
Good. And who knows, man?
Is that hard for you guys? And you mentioned moving back to Las Vegas. Is that hard for you guys to collaborate on songs now because you're so far apart?
It's definitely harder.
Yeah.
I mean, they're of course with technology and stuff. I suck at that. But we did do we have done a lot of stuff remotely. The most recent that I could think of that's out there for people to listen to, the one we did with Cameron, Camouflage.
We did I just listened to that the other day. It's a great song.
Yeah,
that is a great song. I always thought that song was a single. I don't know. I just it felt like a single to me. It's very, very poppy, very, very catchy.
It's catchy,
very,
man.
Yeah, easy to repeat.
Yeah, that's gonna be the story of our lives. One of the stories, of like how many songs that I'm not saying they're number 1 hits, but they could have been on the radio.
Picking that bone.
Like they could have been on the radio.
Which is one of my tying it all together. That's one of my older boys' his favorite song is Picking Up Bones.
Yeah.
He gets in his class. Oh, it was last year, so there's 3rd grade class. He gets no. It was this year's 4th grade class, new teacher, new school. They get to do I think it was a Friday or something, and they were listening to music, and he plays. They get to pick whatever song they want, and kids are like, other kids are picking like Imagine Dragons and Little Nas X.
Adigan or Callan?
Adigan.
Dude, that's awesome.
And he plays Picking Up Bones. He plays
That's
in his class.
awesome. Yeah.
And he's like, Daddy, the teacher really liked that song.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's cool. Does that make us cool?
That is
or,
really cool.
Or dangerous as a rock band if an elementary teacher likes your music?
Yeah,
Well, it's
awesome.
yeah, I think it's really cool. Ryan and I are going into my daughter's classroom on Tuesday. Sydney hit me up yesterday and she's like, Dad, can you come into my classroom and talk about your work? And can Ryan come in and talk about his work? And I'm like, let me hit him up and
Let's do
find
it.
out. Yeah. So these kids are good. They're fourth graders. Sid's kids are fourth
So they're
graders.
fourth graders, just like my boy. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be, a rock star is going to walk in there and like tell him that he's a guitarist for a band.
Dude, I go and teach the kid. I sit with the kids and I remind them, I'm like, I'm not your music teacher. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But I will teach you how to play music.
We are not playing the
Right.
recorder.
And it's so cool. It's so awesome. Funny side point. I went to Brooklyn Bowl this Friday or Thursday or Friday. I can't
They
even.
sent me the
Last
pictures.
week, and Sean Abwani wanted to go to 90s night at Brooklyn Bowl. So I'm like, yeah, all right, you're in town. I want to
90s
see
night,
it.
man.
It ended up being 2010's hip hop night, and we're standing there, and all of a sudden I go, and I see your daughters with their boyfriends
Yeah.
at the bar, and I'm like, what is going on right now? I gotta
crazy,
go.
huh?
I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
It's just wild.
Well,
though.
Sid turned 21 on
Yeah.
Monday. So, we went out and she got to do the whole gambling thing. We went to some Netflix bites.
Oh, yeah. At MGM, right?
Yeah, at MGM. Yeah, we went and did that. And then we gave her a 20 so she can go gamble. And she lost all of it, of course. And we're like, this is why you don't gamble.
Well, happy
They don't
birthday,
build
man.
all these casinos off all the winners.
Yeah, the fountains in the desert ain't from winning. baby.
That's right.
But dude, again, JB, thank you for all the years since we've met. You came in just shortly after this song Lighthouse. Like the fire that we were scorching the earth with, man. You came and threw gasoline on it just shortly after. The Phoenix rose then, and it's rising now again, differently, a little bit more wise.
Well, I
a little
think
bit
you
more
guys just
reserved.
got a gold album going on. Or
We got
something
it.
like
It's
that? What's
coming.
I don't know about
going
that,
on
bro.
with that, bro?
I don't know about that, dude. The TMZ
It
tell you
ain't-
that?
it's not up here yet. So, like when I got that cover of Guitar Player magazine, I said, yeah, okay. I'll see it when I'll believe it when I see it. I'll see it when I see it. So,
Yeah.
we could say all the things. Shoot, we got 10 million records sold, baby. Just say it all right now. Yeah, there's some cool things coming up, but at the same time, one thing I have learned, one thing I learned more and more is like, dude, marketing. Let's save these little nuggets. Like, if everybody watching now, we've got more announcements coming. Like the song's dropping this week, and then we've got even bigger news coming out after that, and then we've got bigger news coming out after that too. And this is the first time. Like
Just activity, man. Just being
and
active.
this is us
Yeah.
doing it.
Active
like
rock,
where
bro.
was all this before? I know you tried, but you were hitting your head against the
You-
wall because you'd have all these
You're
ideas,
dealing with labels, man.
and then you
You're
would deal
running
with
up
other
against that.
people. But now, dude,
Yeah.
it's literally we're just here, and I send him stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I just throw seeds out there, bro, and just throwing stuff, and then he'll give an idea, and I'll go, oh, that idea, okay, well, and then it's like, it's all like coming in.
Well, I love the concept that how it's all opening up, right? Because we were kind of in the midst of when social media was first getting started, and it's like, well, how do you deal with it? How do you gain fans? How do you build fans? We were trying to work with Facebook and try to understand the algorithm and how we could build fan base through that. And now it's just really just cracking wide open. There's all these different avenues that, with TikTok and everything else. And, there's lots of avenues to get the music out there that you guys didn't have the ability to do, say 10 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you had to rely on the record labels to do that. Now you don't have to anymore.
No.
Yeah, you really don't.
And our homie Echo is,
Yeah.
I mean, he's proved that. He should be a case study.
Oh,
Yeah, like-
without a doubt. And he said it from the beginning. I don't need to sign a record label.
I don't
need the
Yeah.
deal. I'll do it all on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's not an unfamiliar like mindset in hip hop,
Right.
there's a lot of rappers who have funded their own records with drug money and whatever else they gotta
whatever
do.
it was. I mean, even MC Hammer. I remember, you watched the behind the what the hell was that show on VH1?
Behind the music,
behind the music, right? Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I was slinging records and albums out of the trunk of my car, 40,000 albums before
I'm sure
anybody
he was
ever
selling
knew
something else out of the trunk of his car too, along with those records.
Wouldn't be too far fetched for sure.
With
But
bands,
whatever it took,
whatever it took
to
with
get
bands,
it there.
it's like it's different. You're a band and you want to get a record deal,
Yeah.
You can fall for it,
Yeah, because it's like a rite of passage.
It really is a right. It's made like you're a signed band. If you're an independent guy, it's like you can do it. It's all up to you. You can go figure it out.
Right.
But to get like a group of people to buy in
and legitimize
you
it,
need
you
that.
need the record deal.
Yeah, you need like, okay, dude, it's a team now. The team was bought, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now
do you foresee things getting bigger, better, more successful because you have the means to market these avenues yourselves now?
The possibility of things getting bigger and better are there.
Well, better 100%. What is bigger?
Yeah.
Remember, Damien, Damien brought up that point.
I loved what he said about that last week.
What's the biggest song? And, he was talking about how his wife, Gina, and their son graduated from Fort Jackson and walked up to Soldiers.
Yeah.
So he's like, to her, Soldiers is the biggest song ever.
Right.
It's not the song that we think that what's the number one song on Active Rock, whatever it is, and that's what it is.
Who makes that decision?
Things are getting bigger. Things are getting better. Things are getting better for sure. And if they are going to get bigger because they're better, it's bigger to us. He's already proving his success, his belief of success correct with the stories of Adigan and Callan. And from what I see too, I know it already for him,
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I'm like, oh, dude, it's how much they adore him. What he has to, take care of them and doesn't get to see the outside. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like to, but from just the little things I've seen, I go, oh yeah, these guys idolize him, rightfully so. For things are getting better for me too, dude, that's what it's about.
Dude, Life by Music is doing massive.
That's what it's about, man. I think I mentioned it before too. Before it was like, dude, we have to do this stuff for the band. We have to. And then I realized, like, dude, you know what? The most important thing to me is like, as a band, is him being healthy, me being healthy, and then us making music we want to make. Then the band's the biggest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Like what is big? What is it? What is big? Like, dude, we're the biggest we've ever been.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not on whatever festival. Like, yeah, it sucks. So I'd like to be on that festival, but I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like, what? Oh my God. Oh, we're doing something wrong. We got to change gears. We got to shift. We got to call this guy. We got to, what? Emailing this. It's like, whatever. Dude.
Yeah.
We got songs coming. We got more songs coming, dude.
More songs, more music, more freedom. I mean, it's just
Life by Music, baby.
Yeah.
Do you think that had you had this mentality back then, that it would have changed things for you? Or did you need to go through everything that you've been in the past to be at this mental state now?
Yeah, obviously, JB, fucking, hindsight's 2020, right? Like, yes, I think about dudes. I see kids. Younger people who are so focused. They know what they want to do and how they have to be who they want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never really had that. It was just, again, reckless abandon. I have some shit to say, and I'm going to say it the way I want to say it, and I don't care. Like, I'm going to drink this bottle of Jameson and then go tell you to fuck yourself, no matter how rich and powerful you are,
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I saw somebody else doing that, I would be like, yeah, I get it. But now from the chair I sit in now, I can see how it's like, oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
I don't think we would have ever you had to go through the fire,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I think that a lot of the kids who kind of get it at first, they had like, who is your dad? Who is your uncle? They went through it.
who
They
is your
went
daddy
through-
and what does he do?
They watched it
Mhm.
happen, you know? We didn't do that. We didn't have any of that, you know, not to make excuses, but we had to go through all that to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it would have definitely been a big difference if we would have had this way back in the day.
The focus that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
The focus, you know. But before it was just this raging fire. It was just raging all the time.
It's fun to taste it though. Like with Lighthouse, you're going to hear, we're talking about this mentality now. We can go and time travel back and hear those guys who were full of reckless abandon and who were full of aggression and frustration and hope.
But it's still hope. We still had hope.
We had hope. We had a lot of hope. We had a lot of intention. We wanted to do good then. We just didn't put names and slogans on it. And, you know, we were just doing our best. And the song.
I did my best.
We did our best.
I did my best.
We did our best with this song. Kevin Churko brought the best out of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. And like, it's, you know, again, the spirituality of it, like, God damn, man. If, you know, Ducky hadn't introduced us to Kevin, I wouldn't have met you, JB.
Yeah.
Honestly, straight up, we wouldn't have been on 48 Hours Festival. We wouldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these things were
The
like,
domino effect of it.
yeah, that legitimize us as like, yeah, dude, this is a good band. Like they don't suck. You might not like, maybe the music, the genre sucks to you, but us as musicians and performers, like we pull it off. We deliver it, you know? And the song, the recording of Lighthouse, when you hear it, when it comes out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
I literally wouldn't be sitting here talking with you. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? That's how. These are the things that
do you consider it to be destiny? And considering that if it is destiny, is it what you wanted to be here right now?
This, yes. This being here with you and my brother and like talking about music, talking about creativity and being soulful. Absolutely. Yes. The financial side of things, no. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that could definitely be a lot better. But
Yeah.
But the fact that I wouldn't change it. Would I like to go back in time to that Christmas Eve in 2008 and not get almost killed? Yeah, if I had that choice that night when I left the house by myself, going to a music industry party that Ducky John Slaughter invited me to.
Mm-hmm.
If I had left that night and somebody presented me with, okay, do you want to get almost killed tonight or you just want to have a good night and go?
Do you remember that movie, Mr. Destiny?
I remember the movie title. I don't remember
with James Belushi.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie itself. It's like I know the movie. I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah. And he, you know, if he just would have went back in time and hit that home run.
Right. It was like a baseball. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His life would be completely different. So they allow him to go back in time and he hits the home run and his life changes completely. But at the end of the movie, he realizes that
I shouldn't have changed it.
He didn't want to change his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great movie if you haven't seen it.
I'll have to go back.
You gotta watch
I
it.
know
It's a
what you're
good one
talking about. And that's
it's a good one to dig into.
Yeah. And
gives
again,
me goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah. Right. Yes, I would have absolutely been like, no, I don't know. I would rather not almost get killed and not have my brother and Cuzzo and our mom and dad show up at the emergency room while I'm getting wired shut and my head stapled up. Right.
Yeah.
But now I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be here. I literally wouldn't have my kids.
Right.
I wouldn't have my kids if that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's right.
Like the thread is mind blowing, man. So
that's what's so cool about life.
I was gonna say, welcome to life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really is. It's really cool
Yeah.
because you can sit around and we can complain about all kinds of things, but man, the gratefulness just outweighs all of the things that could have, should have, and would have.
Yeah. That's one thing that I have changed, that I've evolved into, and that is better on a personal level, is experiences like that have given me a better perspective on gratitude. You know, like, I mean, dude, all my homies, like, growing up, I'm like, my parents are still alive. Our parents are still alive at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and every day up in the Arctic freezing effing cold of upstate New York, that's what I think about. I'm like, my parents, I'm grateful for that. You know, like, I'm grateful that I get to come home, and yeah, we're going to make music, we're going to record stuff, and it's not going to buy me a mansion in the hills, but I can still do it. And I'm like,
the hills are burnt down, dude.
And people want to hear it too. You know, that's that we were packaging our shirts. It's like, dude, people want to buy this stuff from us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's a couple hundred or so, or a couple thousand, like, yeah, it's not millions, but I'm grateful. We're grateful for that, man. Like, I'm grateful to be sitting here talking with you. Like I said yesterday in the text, I'm like, bro, I'd hang out, or was it today? I'd hang out with you all day long if I could. So just to spend time with you, I'm grateful for that. Like, oh man, like this song coming out, I'm the gratitude of the inherent gratitude, the fact that I didn't die that night, you know, like, and I haven't even thought about it this in depth until now, because the song is coming out, the original version, blah, yada, yada, fuck yeah, we're independent and fuck record labels, and but I haven't really thought about the fact that I lived through that my brother was there, our cousin was there, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful when I woke up in the emergency ER, my brother and my cousin's face were the two faces that I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like, yeah, nobody wants to get almost killed, almost beaten to death, but I'm grateful for the fact that I'm sitting here because of that instance.
I'm grateful for that situation too, because I would have never got to meet you guys. I would have never got to hear that song.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it all comes together for a reason. Right.
For some reason.
For some reason. We'll figure that out one day.
A couple more episodes that ain't done yet. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Maybe by episode 100 we'll figure it out.
That's right.
But JB and Audie, thanks for staying lit for me, man.
I stayed lit for you.
Stay lit for me, guys.
For you, bro.
Yeah.
Such a good movie, bro.
Dude, I love it.
It's so good. It's so underrated, man.
Everybody listening, thank you. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is fun for us, and we hope you take something from it: passion, emotion, real life. And stay lit for your people. Stay lit, fam.
Stay lit.
Stay lit, fam.
Stay lit, Lighthouse. Man. Stay lit, fam.
Bring your light to the ones you love, you know, because life ain't that long, man, but we still ain't done yet.
Otherwise, Lighthouse, March 8th, 2025. Kevin Churko version.
Yes.
Get it.